A couple weeks ago, I decided to start vouching for a keyboard in my school's computer lab. Now, just to give you a vivid image of my school's computer lab, it's a bunch of them apartment building Windows XP shitty PCs. They're all like Windows 7, and they're slow as fuck, man. I mean, they run with like half a gigabyte of RAM. They say they run with 1 gigabyte of RAM, but there's so much dust on the circuit board that if it ran at 1, it'd probably have a heart attack. In fact, there's so much dust in that computer lab, it looks like my grandma's attic times 2 on the dust. And if you wanted to run those computers at full speed, they would probably start on fire because of how much dust is in the motherboard. In short, it looks like my fucking PS2. So yeah, there's more dust in there than you can imagine. So about 2 weeks ago, I found a keyboard that they were going to get rid of. Because obviously that place is old as hell, and they need to get rid of some of the junk that's in it. So they had a PC that I'm pretty sure doesn't work, so I didn't go for that. But I did find a pretty nice vintage keyboard, though. I found a Hewlett-Packard keyboard in that box, and I thought, wow, that looks pretty nice. It's a vanilla colored instead of black. Because every keyboard now is black, which is disappointing because every electronic on this planet has a black color. PS4, PS2, my phone, my Wii, for the love of God. I mean, everything has the black color on it, so I thought it'd be nice to shake that up with a vanilla vintage. And so, I finally got it home. And just to say, this is a piece of archaic technology from like the 90s, because I have no computer in my house that's going to run a P over S2 cord. I mean, it's not even USB, so that's when you know it's an archaic fossil. So, I mean, I decided to clean this thing off. And this is where my real gamer instincts came in. You know, you gotta clean the things you game with. Well, this looks like it was buried in the ground with Captain America in that iceberg. Except that iceberg was your grandma's attic. So it had a lot of dust in it, so I thought I'd clean it. And little did I know, it was as shitty as you could ever imagine. That keyboard harvested some of the dirtiest junk I've ever seen in my life. I cleaned out the inside of a game system before, like an Xbox 360 with my cousin, and you know, that thing was frying itself to death with all the dust it had in it, but it didn't compare to what was on this keyboard. I thought COVID-1 was going to be on that thing. I mean, it was a disaster. I opened it up, and even the rubber under the keys was dirty. There was like hair and shit on it. I was like, how do you even get the rubber of the circuit board dirty? You would have to put the hair like inside the key and then move it around with like a paper clip. I don't even know how you'd be able to do that. Whoever did get that dirty is like a genius. They're like Albert Einstein IQ. So I decided to pop all the keys out and start washing those, because you can imagine that I didn't want to touch those. I don't know what happened in the past 30 years, but I didn't want to get it on my hands. The moment I took keys off, I already noticed that someone decided to spill coffee on the front of it, which was awesome. It turned my water like completely shit brown. It looked like someone took a Duke in my sink. I was about to open a dirty ass can of alphabet soup in my sink. I mean, the moment I put this stuff in the water turned like gray. It looked like Bill Clinton in that water. It got nasty in there, and I was thinking, oh shit, man. I actually did end up finding a lot of hair inside the keyboard. I really don't know what 1990s girls thought it would be funny to pull hair out their head and put inside a keyboard, because that was awesome. I loved picking that out of the keys. I mean, the space bar, there's hair I still haven't even plucked out of that thing, but I still put the keyboard together and said, screw it, the hair can stay. I didn't evict it at all. I just left it in its natural place. It's been bleached, so it's not like it contains any new viruses that the world should know about. Thankfully, I didn't die of radiation poisoning or something that could have come out of that keyboard to harm me. Thankfully, there were no dead animals left inside there or something really weird. Because I would have expected that from my school's computer lab. I would have expected to open it up and just see a dead lizard inside there. I think this keyboard experience has rightfully changed my life and has made me realize not to make fun of PC gamers to clean their keyboards, but to actually make them do it more often. Because if I have to touch another one of them dusty ass keyboards that has someone's hair in it and coffee stains all over it, I'm gonna be pissed. So clean your goddamn keyboard.